back, baby. I'm back again. I'm back with another video. What's going on, guys? I just came home for a couple hours to check up on my house. I gotta head back out of town on a business trip here in a few hours. Hopefully I'll be back again tomorrow. I'll be off for the rest of the weekend, so knock on wood. Now, today's beer of the day, straight from Kingston, Tropical IPA. Check that out. So yeah, let's see what this looks like. We'll pour it into a glass here, get things started. And yes, I will wait a few hours before I drive back. You don't want to drink and drive, obviously. Okay, so we'll let that simmer. We'll let that sit down. Oh yeah, it's hoppy. It's hoppy. So today's topic of conversation, I didn't really want to talk about this, but I don't know. Let's talk about the next gen consoles. And there's a few things I kind of want to get off my chest here. Now, the first things first, I watched MJR's latest video today. And to his credit, it was a pretty good video. I like how he sort of dumbed it down for the audience that might not really care too much about all the technical specs of the new consoles, but they just want to know, how do the consoles play, what are the capabilities of, backwards compatibility, and how do the controllers perform. Now, he wasn't covering the PS5 in this video. I should correct myself. It was just the Xbox One, which admittedly he got for free from Microsoft, that son of a bitch. So as soon as you get a console or anything for free, your review is immediately compromised. So the second thing I want to talk about, a bit off topic here. How are we doing for time? Already at the 2 minute mark. MJR, he's not looking too good. He's extremely overweight. He's got darkness under his eyes. You can see the gray in his hair. And I have to be completely honest with you guys. I know we joke around with a lot of these YouTubers and we're like, oh, this is a full-time job, but they only spend a couple hours a week making these videos. I'm pretty sure MJR, he's a one-man band, except for maybe his wife helps him out a bit. But for the most part, he's budget-minded as far as not needing any outside assistance with his content creation. And I'm willing to bet, because he has pretty good production values for someone that's doing it themselves in their basement, no pun intended. He's probably spending most of his week working on his videos. And if I had to bet, he's probably working on his videos more than he's playing games. He's already set this huge expectation with his audience that he has to put out 2 videos a week. And he's put a huge burden on himself because now he has to meet that demand. And I'm willing to bet he's putting so much time and effort into making his videos, he's not devoting enough time to himself as far as personal health and exercise is concerned, even though he posted a video recently covering that very topic. And it's sad. He's on a roller coaster that he can't get off of. He's on a hamster wheel. He can't get off of it. He's strapped in and he cannot get off. He has to put out 2 videos a week. And if he scales that back, it's going to affect his bottom line, his audience retention. It's going to drop. So if he's forever stuck on this train where he has to put out 2 videos a week, and it's with his supply and demand, he has to continue that pace and keep that up. So eventually it's going to catch up. It's already catching up to him. He's extremely unhealthy. And again, I think it has to do with the fact that he's doing so much work with his videos and YouTube that he's not taking a step back to work on himself. So it's really unfortunate. It is what it is. Got a call here. All right, I'm back again. We finished that beer. Here we are 20 minutes later. And by the way, the official sponsor of this channel, it is Puma. As you can see here, check it out. Went to the outlet in Kingston and bought myself a new Puma sweater, baby. Yep, upgrading my life. So anyways, where were we? So yeah, okay, we're done talking about MJR. That's done with. So let's talk about the next gen consoles. Real quickly, wrap this video up here. It's not really next gen like it used to be. It's not like a huge leap like it was from like the NES to the 64, well, the Super NES to the 64, 16, 32, 64-bit. It's not like that anymore. I don't like to call these new consoles next gen. It's more like cross-gen, because all the games that seem to be, at least right now, coming out for these next-gen consoles are games that are either coming out on the 8th gen or are older 8th gen games that had already come out. So that's a bit disappointing to see. I will say this, watching a lot of the reviews online for these consoles, I think with the PS5, I didn't realize it, but the controller seems to be the biggest selling feature of that console, more so than the actual console itself. The haptic feedback in the controller, I do find that pretty interesting. I know it does apparently affect the battery life tremendously, but the haptic feedback, like apparently, like in a nutshell, it's not just a typical vibration that you get in the controller. When you're going over sand, it feels like there's sand on your feet. If you're going through water, it feels like you're moving through water. If you're pulling on a bow, it feels like you're actually pulling a bow. So it's got unique feedback in the controller, tailored to whatever it is that you're doing in the game. So I do find that really interesting. Obviously, Microsoft, their controller is not like that at all. So maybe Microsoft will see the benefits of this PS5 controller, and they'll start implementing that into maybe a newer Elite controller. I'd like to see that. That being said, I have to say this. The PS5, I've already voiced that I think it's absolutely hideous looking. It's a monster as far as the size is concerned. It's bigger than the OG Xbox. It's huge. And for me, that right there, that's a sticking point for me. I'm not going to go anywhere near the PS5. It's too big. It's too fucking big. I can't live with that. And you guys might laugh at me saying that, but I'm sorry, it's too fucking big. I don't want something like that in my house. So if they come out with a slim model and they contour it in a way where it looks better, maybe. But as it stands right now, I'm not going 10 feet near a PS5. Now that being said, the Xbox Series X surprisingly looks a lot smaller than the initial pictures suggested. The Xbox Series X definitely looks like something I could fit in my entertainment unit. I love the look of it. I love the green glow from inside the top of it. I like the backwards compatibility. Obviously, there's not a lot of games, on launch that are exclusives. That's a problem, I guess you could say. But really, the Xbox Series X is kind of like a better version of the Xbox One X. And for anyone who's heavily invested in Microsoft and the Xbox brand, such as myself, that is a huge selling point. Apparently, the Series X is about 20% more powerful than PS5. Whether or not we're really going to see that difference in the multiplats, it remains to be seen. I don't know. I think the Xbox Series X, the more I look at it, the more I'm thinking maybe it would make sense to forget about getting a 1X like I had wanted to get, and maybe I will get a Series X, because at the end of the day, like I said, it's a better version of an Xbox One is what it is. It plays all the Xbox One games. It plays a lot of the 360 games, a handful of the original Xbox. So if it plays all those games just like a Xbox One, why not get a Series X? I don't know. I think it looks really good. I think Microsoft, it's hard to say. We'll have to wait and see how things play out, but right now it looks to be the better and the stronger console to me. And there's a feature in it too where it immediately picks up where you left off in any of the most recently played games. So it literally jumps right back into the game, barely any load time at all. And I think that's a real cool feature as well. So I don't know, like right now I don't see myself buying either console in the immediate future, and one of the reasons for that is right now in Canada, I don't even think you can buy one of these consoles at retail. I think you had to have pre-ordered it, and all the pre-orders are sold out. So I don't understand this whole thing with the supply and demand. I didn't think the Series X was going to be this big of a hot seller, but you can't get one. You literally cannot get one. So for anyone that wants a Series X, I don't know about the Series S or a PS5, you're probably going to have to wait until after the new year, as ridiculous as that sounds. So the Xbox Series X is $599 Canadian. And I checked today, and the PS5 is going for retail. I think it was $649 Canadian. So the PS5 is more expensive than the Series X. So that's my thoughts on it. I haven't seen any of these consoles yet in person. Unfortunately, I can't buy one because my hands are tied. All the pre-orders are sold out. I even know my buddy Marcus from Dads and Lads Gaming, he pre-ordered a Series X, and he lives in the UK. And this guy is loyal to the Microsoft Xbox brand. I think he has Xbox Live Gold membership as well. And I don't know what happened. You guys can ask him. Microsoft fucked up his pre-order and canceled his pre-order on him. I think he might have had 1 or 2 pre-orders, and they canceled it on him without giving him a legitimate reason. So he's got a sour taste in his mouth, understandably so. So that's pretty much it. I might go out this week to see if at the point of sale at retail, if the One X is out there somewhere. If not, that's pretty disappointing if we can't actually get one of these consoles until the new year. That's absolutely ridiculous. So those are my initial thoughts on the 2 consoles. I know I'm limited as to what I can say because I don't own either one. I haven't played either one, and I'm going based on what I'm seeing online. So I'd like to hear what you guys think about these 2 consoles in the comments below. I do think the price point is off for me. I can't justify paying $599 for a Series X. Comes out to $700 with tax, when I could be using that money towards car repairs, house maintenance. There's a lot of other things in my life that I could be using that money for. Now, everybody's situation in life is different, but that's just me. So anyways, guys, leave it in the comments below. Gonna cut it off there. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good night. Take care.